let's get you out of here for just a quick second. Let's grab the demo gun. Don't destroy the wall. You son of a bitch. I'm glad to say that after many days spent here, we are finally moving to a much better location than this one. In terms of where I'm looking, primarily where that green thing is right there was at 3540. That's going to be where I'm setting up camp and making a permanent base. And I'm not just doing a little simple hut, like a little rectangle, little square. No, I'm planning to make something similar, if not exactly close to, best way to describe it, an observatory. Now on the gas bags, which air supply makes so much sense, and if you know the band, even better, I got a bunch of metal structures because I don't want to just keep it flat on the ground because I'm not too sure of the area, because I've seen a couple things spawn here and there that could be potentially dangerous and could ruin everything we built. I want to have the large pillars placed on the ground so that way I can make the observatory higher up, so that way in theory no dinos, even like a big T-Rex, if it does come into that area, should spawn and destroy anything, because I know they can't destroy metal. It's the glass that I'm more concerned with and all the structures within the observatory. So in terms of a plan and layout, I do actually have an idea of how I want to build it. I have, as you can see, I'm still waiting on some metal smelt, but I have a good chunk of things to get the base started. So at least I could get like the primary foundation set, and then I could start working on the observatory, the glass dome, and then the other side avenues that I'm going to be going down. Because in this observatory, there's going to be multiple rooms that are each dedicated to a specific area and dedicated to a specific task I need. So for right now, I say, how much metal am I waiting on? About a decent amount, but I think for right now, we're actually going to just go, because even on a gas bags, because a great weight, as you can see, it has about barely any weight used, and I put a lot of stuff on here. Take a little while to get there. I will see you when I am there. Place, so it's pretty convenient in terms of natural barrier and protection. There seems to be abundance of it. Like, we got the little cliff edge right here, and that with the large pillar structure, I think I'll be perfectly safe from anything. But I'm probably just going to put like some spike walls along the side so that way nothing can get past in the event that there should be anything. And also we'll get the probably gateways going so that way we could protect the bridges as well. But in terms of the location, I really do like this area because it's a wide kind of hill, plateau, whatever you want to call it. And for the most part, even if I want to expand a crazy amount, I have a lot of area to work with. So that makes my life very easy. Now, clearing out all this stuff will take some time. So for right now, I believe I have the wyvern. Yes, I do. We're going to take you. All right, you do your thing. We're going to grab this. Although, you may ask yourself, why am I not harvesting all of this? There's literally a million trees here, so I'm literally not even worried. Plus, we're getting some resources back. Although it's not the ideal way to get wood, it's something. So that way we have something rather than nothing. But for starting off, I'm going to get this as center to this little hill as I can. Yeah, so we're just going to probably spend a bit of time doing this, clearing out all of these trees, so that way I could see this thing even better. So it looks like it's going to take a little bit of time to do all this, so I'll cut to when we're about to start the building process. So this is the entire plateau now without all the trees, and there's a couple little stones, but that's fine. I think seeing how this is set up, honestly, that area right here where I'm looking, right here, I think that's going to be where I'm going to put the main hub of the observatory, where I have all the crafting stations, where I have the storage, etc., all that fun stuff. And then we could kind of make the pathways to different areas. Like this could be another little hub, that could be a hub, that could be a hub. Everything could interweave and interconnect. So I think for right now, everything's on the gas bags. I gotta clear out this too. Unfortunately, I don't have any herbivores or anything that could harvest it on me, the Maywing would have been perfect for this, because I could literally just fly through everything. But unfortunately, that guy has passed on to another life in the last episode, so we will not be able to do that. For right now, honestly, I don't think there's too many things in the way. I mean, these rocks would be a little annoying, but I could always just harvest it with the pickaxe, the hatchet, and everything will be fine. So I think right here in the middle, it seems to be as center as I can make it. So for right now, let me just grab some pillars, maybe a couple of ceilings so we could get the idea visually there. Let me just grab 2. Let me take okay, I guess one of those. May I please get a couple? Stop moving. Let me get a couple, thank you. Alright, so let's see how this should work the way I want it to. Let me just confirm the center. Is here the center? Or pretty much right where this rock is, I'd say is the center of it. I mean, it looks good. I mean, it doesn't have to be dead spot on, but right in between these 2 rocks should probably be the spot we want to start. I mean, this looks fine, honestly. I'm cool with this, but let's just put it there. All right, you can see how high up we are, so that's really good. Let's throw the ceiling. I don't know if I could actually reach from up down here. Can I jump it? Yes, I can. 2. How far out do I have to go? Probably a bit. Yeah, so it's about, I think it's 3, right? Yeah, 3 per pillar. So I have enough, I think, for starting things off. Let me just throw a couple more down just to get the size and spacing right, because I do want to make it kind of like a 10 by 10. Wait. How am I gonna pull this one off? Let me get rid of all this stuff I don't need. There we go. I could deal with a couple of more pillars. Maybe just get half of those there. Yeah, that should be enough. Alright, let's go back. Alright, let's go back. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, no. They're not high enough. They're cutting in between, and I do not like that. Demo gun, yes. 1, 2. Let me just make sure I grab. Almost messed that one up. All right. I wish I do have a snow owl. Perfect. This should make building a little bit easier. Let's just have this up there. Honestly, with the weight being slow. All right, there we go. Let's drop you there. You can land, so this should be a little better. Alrighty. Let me just get all this. There. Nope, can't build that. That's fine. All right, let's just get off because I don't think I need you right this second. All right, so how much is this right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need some more pillars like that. Give me a snap. Give me a snap. There's good. And that, and I believe I need to do this as well. Yes. Alright, so let's see how many more do I need. So this is essentially, honestly, let's do probably 1, 2, 1, and 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so in terms of centering it, I think, because Honestly, a 9x9 I could live with. It's more even, especially for symmetrical purposes. So let's throw 1 and 2. And then this should be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's a 9x9. Perfectly fine. Slightly altered the plans, but symmetrically makes my life so much easier because it'll look that much better. Now we just got to fill in everything, which isn't impossible, but I do need more pillars on the ends of these structures, the ceilings rather. Alright, so we'll do that. Alright, so let me actually, I'm gonna need some more ceilings, so let me just swoop down here, grab the remaining, well, not remaining, but however many I can. That's good enough. Actually, let's just get a little less. That should be sufficient for right now. And let's just finish off this part right here. Alright, so we have the metal ceilings down, so the foundation is now complete. Can you please land? Thank you. So it's a 9x9, and we got all the pillars on the bottom. There are a couple pillars I need to fill in, like here, and I think the one on the other side adjacent, just for the aesthetics, that way everything is symmetrical. But for right now, what we're gonna do is, let me think. Do I want to make it No, I want it round. Because I want to make it circular, so I need to do triangles, right? So that's what they're called. Those are the roofs. I'll need you, and you, and you, I guess, as well. Not you, though. Triangle ceiling, that's what I need. And the SS. Okay. So I need to go back to base, well, the temporary base, to build up some metal triangles and then have the border around, so that way I can make it circular rather than just a square. So let me go back to base to get some more supplies, and when I finish all that, I'll bring you back to speed. So this is the idea of what I'm trying to do here. Are you kidding? I need more? I mean, the thing's pretty massive already. I don't think I need all of these, so I'll just take one layer off. So that way, let me just do that. Let me just see if this works. So we go like this. Actually, let me just do it on the corner. I go like this, that, and that. And then I just need a little piece in between. And then I should be good, right? Or did I not do this right? Hold on, let me try it a different way. Pick that up. Rip. We go like this. Then this. Nearby foundation support. Alright, so we do need that one little sliver in the middle, but essentially, this will make it at least look somewhat better. And then what I will do is, I keep on carrying... See, the original idea was to make a whole big circle, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. I know I could do circular corners, but I don't think an entire... Well, no, it wouldn't look right, because what I'd have to do is essentially go like this, and that, and then we bring this back, and then... Wait a second now. I know I need more pillars, but... I don't... Does this look stupid? This doesn't look right. Why can't you just build, like, the round platform, but wait a second. Wait a second. The thing is, you need a tree for this to snap. That's the only downfall of that. No, we gotta keep doing what we're doing. I just gotta figure out a way where it makes sense. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to figure out how to make this thing curve completely around. All I could really do was the ends right here, and it just looked absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna keep the bottom base right here as a square, and then in terms of the rest of the building, I'm gonna attempt to see if I could at least curve it, or at least kind of make it not so flat and rectangular. So hopefully that works out, but in the meantime, I'm needing some walls because I want to make them too high, I feel, and then the rest will be glass. So let's drop this because I don't need it. Let's take the rest of those. And why'd you fly so far away? Can I not get on while doing that? Probably not. All right. Let's get back on here. Let me just make sure these are still 9x9s, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. Let's start this part. So let's do 1 and 2. Or would I just need to go one? I don't know. Should I go 1 high or 2 high? Let me think about this for a second. No, I'm gonna go 2 high because certain structures are gonna be blocking the first row of glass anyway, and that will just be useless to have glass visible where you can't see anything through it. So we're gonna do 2 by on all of this, surround that out, and then we'll start working on the glass portion of the observatory base. So I did wind up changing from the 2 metal walls in the glass dome to just the 1 metal wall in the glass dome. I think there's a way, let me see. I should be able to, I don't know, I gotta figure that out. But for right now, at the very least, if this is how it ends up, I'm perfectly fine with that. Again, we're gonna dome it as best as we can so that way it looks somewhat as close to an observatory as possible. In the meantime, I wound up bringing a few of the utility dinos, the Anki, the RG to bring the Anki to and fro, the Doedicurus, the Megatherium, and the Frog. I only brought the Frog because it can make cementing paste, but that's only if you attack some find insects. So otherwise, I have the Megatherium for that and the Stone Gathering for the Doedicurus. And then I brought some of the refining forges and obviously the smithy, so that way we can smelt all the metal we find and then craft all the structures that we can. On these mountain areas, there's a lot of metal and crystal, and even obsidian, so I'm definitely content with the location of this base. Obviously, I did clear most of this area. Some of it's already respawning, so that makes it very useful to keep gathering resources, as long as we don't obstruct it with structures or anything like that. But for right now, I'd say I am perfectly fine in the resource department. It's just going to be a matter of time before we get enough structures and enough metal so that we could get the glass dome underway. So now that I got all this set up and fixed, I wound up, as you could tell, replacing the first layer of metal walls with glass greenhouse walls so that way I could see out here because it looks that much better and I truly like it. Now, the real problem I'm facing is how I'm going to fix these corners. So I had an idea, as you could probably already tell over here. What I'm trying to do is kind of make the corner so that way it looks somewhat diagonal or whatever you want to call that. I'm not able to really get that. Let me see. I think I still have a couple of things in here. Yeah, I have some right here. So obviously you could kind of see how I'm doing it. I'm trying to get it. Let me actually just grab the RG and get up there. So actually, you know what I'll do so that way I could actually walk across. Let me just throw the rest of these down. If you don't mind. Why are you not snapping? It needs nearby foundation. What do you mean it needs nearby foundation support? It should have all the support it needs. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I'll figure, I guess, that out afterwards. I don't know what's going on here, but my dilemma right now is this bit right here. Because you can see, but if I have it Dang it, how come it keeps snapping the wrong way? Alright, so if I have it here, right? It kind of works, like right here. Oh my goodness, this freaking snapping method. Right here is where I want it, but if I do it there for it to look right, it's not going to line up with that wall. And if I throw it here, hold on, I had it there for a second, then I have this weird gap, and now it really doesn't look right. What I might actually wind up doing is precariously trying to not jump off this. Oh, that works. All right, let's get you away. Nope, not you. Let's get you out of here for just a quick second. Let's grab the demo gun. Don't destroy the wall. You son of a bitch. I can't believe that happened. I literally didn't. Okay. Okay. That happened. I'm not liking this building right now. Why did he even... Alright. Anyway, let's see if I could kind of somewhat salvage this idea, since I have to redo everything anyway. If I want to get this corner here, right? Unless it's just maybe too high and I gotta... Yeah, I might just have to lower this thing. Alright, so we got this. My question is if there is a metal... Not metal. If there's a glass greenhouse... we have slope. Those are the walls. I don't need the walls. Triangle ceiling. I don't think that's what I want. I think I have a greenhouse ceiling down there. This is a little precarious. I swear, if I have to destroy... Nope. Just give me... What? Well, you're going to be a pain in the ass, clearly, so... I think I have an answer to this problem, and how it looks is how it's going to look. Alright, so after all that fun stuff, this is how we're going to be doing this part of the base. Now, it's not exactly perfect, but for what it's worth, I'm honestly fine with this, because the alternative was not working like I wanted it to. So what I'm basically doing here to kind of cheat and trick the game into thinking I'm building a certain way, I'm putting the ceilings down so that way I could clip walls, and then the walls will be able to let me clip these sloped ceilings. And then once I'm done with that, I'll take away the ceilings and the wall. I'll take away basically the walls and the ceilings, so that way I can then just have it basically where it's a sloped roof like that, and it will look relatively nice, or at least that's the idea behind it. Because I don't know if it's just how I'm trying to build it, or if Wildcard just doesn't care and want to support any person playing the game to build a certain way. This is how it's working. And also, I've been picking them up individually. I was saying I was picking them up individually and they were working. Though now that I kind of did that, I don't know if I really want to risk it, but I kind of feeling optimistic. Okay, so these are connected. Perhaps I gotta do the whole wall until I can do that, because the next step, crossing fingers, and crossing these fingers, actually, so that way I could do this the entire way. So I have not been using the SS gun, which would save time ultimately, but for the purposes of earlier, and to prevent those reasons from occurring again, I've decided to just do this, and it has been working. So fortunately, although it is a lot slower in the terms of the process behind it, it has been working very well. So now you can see I have this side all set up. Now I just got to figure out how to do the corners. And once I figure that out, then I should be good to kind of make the observatory dome top. Although it's not going to be a perfect circle. That is pretty much set in stone now. For the rest of this time, for the rest of the base, I'll be able to at least kind of build it up such as this. And hopefully everything works out better than it did a few seconds ago. So I'm kind of assuming this is going to be a little more tedious than I would have liked. I'm just going to cut to when I'm all done with the dome top, because rather than making you watch all this painful mishaps that keep happening, I'm just going to cut all that out and let you see the grand result. So behind me, I did wind up finishing the base. It is all enclosed. Well, not finishing the base. Obviously, you can see there's a whole lot of stuff we got to do out here. But in terms of the main base, it's all enclosed and we are able to start actually building on the inside. But for right now, I still want to finish the outside. But you can see right here, it doesn't look amazing as I would have liked. Obviously, it's not a perfect dome. It's kind of more like a pyramid top, but either way, it's fine. In order to close off these corners, I probably could be wrong, but the only way I was able to figure it out was to have the sloped, what are they called? I think just triangle walls. The triangle roofs, just have them kind of one into the other, and then just continue the ceilings around so that way it's enclosed on the bottom part. And the other thing which I didn't like to do, but I had to leave it, I literally had no choice for the physics to work. Inside you can see there are on each of the walls, so on each layer, which is 3, I had to enclose it all in walls, because if I removed one of the walls, like on each side, there was always that one last wall I couldn't remove without destroying the entire top layer that it was on. So what I wound up doing to kind of prevent that from occurring any further was to have the walls encompass everything. And it's probably a little better to view on the inside. I did wind up adding a double door just so that way I could get in and out quicker. This isn't going to be a permanent thing. I mean, I may just add into it or I may just change it. It's not the end-all, above-all kind of answer to how I want the doorway into this part of the base will be, but for right now, it's okay. And then on the inside, you can see a lot better. So we have the walls encompassing all of this. Although it doesn't look amazing, at the same time, it doesn't look super terrible. So for right now, being that there's literally no way around it, I am perfectly okay with this. And now everybody is safe on the inside. The only thing is, in terms of spawns, the only way for a dino, I think that would be big enough, would be a Giga, which hopefully there's never a Giga that spawns here. I've seen T-Rexes, and I don't think they are tall enough to go past the metal pillars. So hopefully that is the case, because if something could destroy one of these greenhouse structures, then pretty much everything else is kind of rip scenario. What I actually might do, come to think of it, because I do have some structures left over, this isn't a permanent thing again. This is just temporary. All these things like the smithy and the forges and all that stuff, I might actually want to do just to prevent it, because I do have a lot of space. And I know the biggest thing, yeah, I forgot. I got to take that ceiling. I got to take that wall away. The biggest threat, I'd say, I got to take those. You see, part of me wants to take those roofs away. But the other part of me is like, you'll wind up breaking everything again. And I really don't want to do that, so for right now, everything is enclosed. I really don't want to chance it. So I might just layer this all with the walls so that way it fits and flows with that. In the meantime, what I'm going to do now, let's see, do I have enough to make some more pillars? All the ones that I can't have. So I need more metal, and there's none really in there. So what I'm going to do, I think, because again, I don't know how big the industrial forge is. I think it's, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's like 3 walls high, maybe 4. So I might just do, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I might just make this layer actually metal and enclose it also. It's a little more protected in case something else spawns, and also add everything obviously to make it one layer higher. But then I'll have the generator down here, so at least it's not in the way of everything else, because I believe you can run the generator same way how I was running it at the base over there. You don't really have to connect everything perfectly, and if that is the case, then I could keep it a little cleaner on the top rather than having a big old generator in the middle. I could just have everything flowing freely and the generator underneath, and just have a little like trapdoor to access it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But first, before I could do all that, I obviously need a bit of metal. So we are going to take our lovely friend, the RG, thank you, and the Ankleo. And I don't believe any, I mean the gas bags is just for size, for weight. There's really nobody else here I need. So we're going to get on with that. And also what I was doing is kind of making a little porch, I guess. Not really sure if I want to keep it. Honestly, it's not the end all, above all. I might just have it on the side, but it is a good way in and out. I mean, it's a little more protection because this first layer is now going to be covered, so I actually might just keep the porch idea intact. So I'll see you guys when I'm all set and done with that. Alright, so right now I figured I'd catch you up to speed on what I've done so far. As you can tell, there's been a few things different. Obviously, this first layer is done. And right down here, we're going to have our trapdoor to get to our secret compartment. Nothing special, literally, because it's so small. I'm just going to probably just fit a generator down here. And maybe a couple other little things. I truly don't think much will go down here. And in turn, yeah, I should probably fix that. But in the rare chance this whole thing breaks, I'm just going to leave it alone. So rather than doing that, I also... Ooh, I need a ladder. Forgot to make one of those. Come here. This isn't going to work, is it? Nope, it is. Alright, so let's just make a ladder real quick before I forget that issue once more. Go here. I don't know if I learned the metal ladder yet. We'll see. No, we have not. Cool. Let's go ahead and make just the one. I think that'll be enough for right now. Alright, let's take that. Throw that in here. Now we just go here. Alright, so now we would, in theory, pop that open, climb, and we are good. And that'll close, and everything is perfect. Now, in terms of why I made the trapdoor and the hatch frame, it's simple. One, let me give you a quick tour of what I've done so far. You can see right here, there are going to be two structures. These are mainly going to be the crops, so that would be like, for example, the narcoberry farm. This will be the other crops like the long grass, the saddle root, and all that stuff, the corn, and whatever else there is. In terms of why they're closer to the base, just for the polling aspect of the SS mod, I want it close to the base so that way I don't have to go too far, because if we go, like let's say we put them over there, I don't think the SS mod could pull from that far distance. In terms of all the way over here, you can see it splits off right here. We're going to have three sections, or rather, we're going to have three different areas set up. One will be right around here. This will probably be, I guess, it doesn't matter which one's which, honestly. But just so you can understand, this will be like the kibble farm right here. Another one I'll probably put right here. That will be like the tech farm. And then right over here will be the breeding pen. Obviously, none of those are set in stone as of right now. In due time, they will. And then right here, it's probably obvious why everything is set up the way it is. But this is going to be where our underwater pen is. For right now, I don't have much, obviously, in terms of underwater. There's literally just, I think, the frog, the baryonyx, and like maybe something else. I truly don't remember. But for right now, is that flush? No, let me try and see if I could pick that up a little better and place it somewhere. Nope, not that. Let me see if I could place this a little more. Guess it'll do. Alright, let's throw this here, which we're going to need more ladders, but I'm not worried about that. Honestly, I don't hate that side. I just think the other side just feels like it fits better. Or maybe that's just going to be how it's going to be. This I'll probably have on auto, although I really don't like how it actually is upside down. I kind of prefer it to go the way the other one was. You know what, for right now, until I get to like actually using this, I think I'll just leave it for right now. It's fine. It'll do its job. Now I need to craft a whole bunch more because obviously I didn't anticipate how many structures I really would need. I knew I was going to need a chunk, but I didn't consider on the size of it and the magnitude. So I need to keep crafting, and obviously you can see from the inside right here, I wound up fixing everything, so I have the walls and everything. Although it looks a little odd, it kind of flows. I personally don't mind, because again, I'm not really looking up as much, and even if I am, I could kind of live with it. It gives a little artistic flair, if you will. Nothing crazy, but enough. And in terms of everything else, yeah, I just need a bunch more resources, so guess we're grabbing the Ankleo and we're going to be getting some more metal. So that way, because my future plan, once everything is encased, I am going to do something similar to the greenhouse. Obviously, I'm not going to do the fancy roof like I was before. I'm just going to do a simple thing of a box and just call it a day. If I feel like adding more to it, I will. If not, I truly could care less, because trying to deal with that issue another 4 to 5 times, I'm not going to have the sanity to do that like on 4 or 5 more structures. So I think the smart move is just going to make this part simple box, and call it a day with the greenhouse walls. So I finally finished all of the metal base foundations. I mean, they're ceilings, but you know what I mean. And I got to tell you, I truly don't know who could say they enjoyed doing building in ARK, because not only is it annoying, but it is also the most frustrating and time-consuming thing you could probably ever do. But luckily, the one benefit that I have is being, again, close to all of these resources. The metal, the crystal, the stone is literally anywhere and everywhere, so I can make cementing paste. It's the chitin and keratin that's kind of the harder thing to run through. But with a megatherium, like I said earlier in other videos, it's really not that difficult. But regardless, let me show you what I'm up to currently. As you can see, this is how I kind of divvied everything up. Again, we have the water pen area. Didn't do anything to it really just yet, because when we get there, or I'll probably do it in between videos just so I could get a better idea of how I want the setup for that to be. We finished the crop areas, so one of them will be narco berries, one of them will just be the other crops like I said. And then this right here and that right there, it's going to be either the tech and kibble farm. Like, this one's going to be the tech farm, that one's going to be kibble farm, or vice versa. And then the big guy right here, this is going to be my breeding pen. Obviously, the reason why it's so big is because there are a lot of creatures in this game that are so big. And to make sure everybody fits comfortably, and potentially multiple pairs could be in here, that's why it's as big as this. I did realize just now, there is one thing I forgot to build, which I'll probably put... I think right here at the end, I'll probably throw right here is my gacha farm, because there are gachas on this map. I've seen them specifically in the Asgard biome, and I think once or twice around the Midgard map. Regardless, that's not going to be the problem. It's building this, so yeah, I think I'm just going to build it here, probably build it around that size, drop it here. This took way longer than I thought it would. So I'm not doing anything fancy like with this part of the base. I'm just making simple boxes and calling it a day. I got some greenhouse walls and ceilings. I definitely will need a whole lot more. And with that being said, now I realize how long this part's going to take. So once again, I am going to be building for probably another couple hours all of this fun stuff, crafting it, and then finding it to build. And then when all is said and done, you can finally see the completed project that I worked so many days on. Like, genuinely, it's insane how long this takes. I wish there was a way you could literally, like, copy one thing you built and then just throw somewhere else and keep the resources, like, use the same amount of resources and everything, but doesn't look like that's a thing. And I think for this, I'm gonna go, says these I'll probably just go 4 high. It's the breeding pen that's probably going to be the biggest thing. So I'll probably make that like 6 to 8 high. Like 6 to 8 walls high maybe. I don't know. But we will see how that goes. So yeah, I'll be right back when I'm all set and I'm out of stuff already. So I'll get back to it and I will see you guys shortly. So after many, many hours, I have finally finished this base. I'm proud of how it looks. I like how it's set up, organized and everything. There are a couple of parts of the base I'll show you in just a moment that aren't done. Like, I built all the outside, like the structures and everything are set up. I just got to build like certain areas a little more, but it's a lot of building for one episode. I don't have the time for it right now. In the future, probably within the next few episodes, I'll finish that up so you could understand how it works and maybe even copy it so that way it helps you out in your ARK survival story as well. Let's start with the main hub, the crafting and storage area, if you will. As you can see, we got a grill. Well, first let me start with the obvious. Got a new RG, found a snow owl, got a Velonosaur, got a penguin, and a vulture. In terms of these two guys, they're just there for the looks. They're really not anything special. The penguin I do like out of all three right now. Of the pet shoulder, well, this one you can't carry like that, but with the ghillie mask, it looks pretty cool. In terms of Velonosaur, got it because, I mean, look at it. It looks absolutely cool. Like, the coloring and everything just looks great. And then, afterwards, I had the idea of maybe making, like, mini turret areas. But I started to think maybe there are alternatives, so I wound up going back to the swamp area and found a bunch of the Plant X species seeds that I could harvest, turn them into, you know, the turrets and such and forth. Snow Owl, again, got it. Not crazy for the level in terms of stats. It's really nothing special. I mean, it's okay, but compared to the Snow Owl we have, this one is just so much better. I'm not going to do like a whole nother taming and breeding and that whole thing. So this I literally just got because, hey, our Snow Owl. At the time it looked cool, but now looking at it, it's really nothing special. Got a little blue, but that's about it. Then I got a high level RG near the volcano, fire wyvern area. So that's good for transporting back and forth with stuff. As you can see, weight is really the only thing I'm going to be leveling on this guy. In terms of all the other stats, pretty good. Don't really have to worry about anything else. Not going to be a main fighter, so I'm not really worried about this. In terms of what we got here, so start things off, we got obviously our terminal with all of our dinos here. Got the troughs outside. Got the water tap, so we got water at any time. We don't have to go to the water, to the ocean, or any other water source. We got water right there, ready to go any moment. Chemistry bench, got it all powered up, and I forgot you need gasoline to power it, but I will show you where I keep my gasoline because I have enough of it. Fabricator, got the grinder, smithy, got the, what's it called, the cooker. 4 fridges, everything is kind of organized. We got like cooked meat. This is just the miscellaneous kind of stuff. This is empty. No, this is spoiled meat. And then this is going to be for all of the crops that we grow, which I'll show you that part in just a moment. Then we got the grill, and the main things, and the main takeaways is which I like the most. I forgot you could do this. You can label the SS Vault with, or I don't know if it's in regular vaults like in vanilla, but I know at least with the SS mod you could do it. Everything you have in here, you label it one way. And you could actually have it on the outside, so it's easier to organize and find where it is you want to put stuff or grab stuff from. So I truly do like that. So we got trophies and artifacts, blueprints, structures, saddles, armor, weapons, and ammo are in there. Miscellaneous is literally mostly all the stuff that I gathered that I wound up crafting or grinding down for the resources. I pretty much transport all that into their dedicated areas. Right now we really just got mostly randomness, as you see. Plant X species seeds, we got that. I've been finding a lot of woolly rhinehorns in drops lately, as well as sulfur. So I guess that'll be for some later on. Who knows? Wood, thatch, stone, silica pearls, polymer, pelt, narcotics, metal ingots, which at the moment, let me pull what we have from the forge, which you probably saw already. Can I not pull from this? But worst case scenario, let me just do the transfer. Because we could always do this, and this will probably grab, why is the metal not cooking? Where's all my metal? Did I use it all on stuff already? Huh. I didn't realize this stuff was that expensive. Well, I guess since we're not cooking anything, I guess we'll leave that off right now. And yeah, there's literally nothing. Anyway, yeah, so we got where we're at. Metal, keratin, hide, flint, fiber, electronics, crystal, chitin, and last but not least, cementing paste. Then we got the converter and the crafting station here. Obviously, we got the forge. And now for the rest of the base, which is a bit of a walk, so I will just grab Joker and we'll display everything as such. Let me not do that. First, let me level him up, because finding a lot, and I mean a lot of alpha dinos in the area, especially the raptors that are pretty much covering in this part of the woods right here, right before the mountain area. So makes life a lot easier to get the runestones we need for the bosses later on. Right here we got the the collector. So it's gathering a bunch of feces, and when I get snails, I'll get the Acatina paste from them. And then we could always use the Acatina paste, obviously, in place of cementing paste. And the poop is going in, well, the feces, if we're being scientific. Can you guys, I gotta rearrange them. Let me just do this. You can come over here, that'd be great. Alright, that's 2, perfect. Stop following me. Thank you. You're gathering all the things. Yeah, you're making all my fertilizers. So right now I've just been leveling up weight, because that's kind of what you need the most of. Let me just throw the poop back in there. So I only have 3 beetles at the moment. I haven't been finding too many of them in the areas that I've been gathering, mostly for my chitin. Again, I could always look for them off camera. There's really no special thing about it. It's a passive tame, so it's as easy as you could probably imagine. Take poop, put in your hot bar in the last slot, feed it, there you go. It's as simple as that. And yeah, we're making a lot. The oil is not a crazy production right now, but I forgot to level up the other guy. Where'd you go? There you go. Let me just do that real quick. And also you gotta have them on wander in order to create all the stuff. So yeah, so I've been leveling up all the weight on there. Obviously you can see this is all the crops. We got the carrots, the corn, potatoes, and the citronal, which don't know what that really is offhand. Is it this? No, those are potatoes. What are citronals? Citrus, I guess lemons, I think. Anyway, got that all in that one fridge, obviously, you saw. And this side is my narcoberry farm, which we have, I think, over, was it a 9x9? So 81 large crop plots. Again, I don't understand the one specific thing where the growing effect, the greenhouse effect is like 300 here, 300 here, and then some, yeah, like here's 150, here's one, like, I don't understand specifically. I mean, for all I know, maybe the shadows affect the light source and the greenhouse effect from it. I don't know, but honestly, even if it is that way, I'm perfectly fine, because I'll pull this in just a minute, but we get so many narcoberries. I mean, just this one alone, it's got, call it 300 times 80, that's like 2,400 narcoberries. And spoiled meat is never an issue. So, and we got everything labeled. So that's the veggie farm and the narco farm. So let me just double check everything is good in here. Yeah, we got all the gasoline. So nothing else is popping in. So we are all good on that front. And I also got light sources. Again, I was trying to do the lampposts originally, but for them, it looked so much better aesthetically. But in terms of like actual use out of it, I'd have to turn them on manually, because A, they're not SS mod or any other mod, they're vanilla, and you gotta turn them on manually in order to activate them, and I don't want to keep doing that for like all 20 or 30 lampposts. So just went with the SS multi lamps here. Nothing special. They'll go on from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Makes my life easy, so not an issue there. Then right here we are going to be building up a water pen, because there are a couple of things I want to do in the water. At the very least, resource gathering, like for oil and chitin. Maybe even stone and metal, if I could find some Dunkleos on this map. I don't know. Nothing crazy going on in terms of plans. Just behemoths all around. I'm not going to do like a whole big project like I did for all these. I'm just going to make it real simple, because at this point I was like, I know I need a water pen to hold all the water creatures. Although I could just put them in the terminals, I feel like it'd be cooler and more efficient to have them loose in a bigger area. So that's what we're doing with that. And obviously you could tell, ran wiring all along the bridge and also to the left that I'm going to be making right here. So everything is powered based off the one generator, which I forgot to show, but I'll double back to that in a minute. This will be our gotcha farm. So when I get gotchas, I will be throwing them all in here. Oh, I didn't know you could fit in here with the Ravager. Even better. So the thing is, I know with gachas, they're a little particular in terms of taming. Well, not the taming. The taming is the passive tame. It's pretty simple. Just like the beetles, you just got to give them what they want. They'll eat it, they'll tame, and that's about it. The problem with gachas is that you're going to want to space them out so that way they can produce. Otherwise, if they get sad or depressed or whatever it's called, they're not going to produce or really do anything efficiently as you want it to. So I know in the SS mod there, the gacha, what are they called actually? It's like a gacha pen or something like that where it holds them. Yeah, the cat got the gacha gavager where basically you could put this, you could literally stack multiple gachas next to each other like where you normally wouldn't, and it wouldn't affect anybody where it says it wouldn't sadden them. So they'll keep producing. The only thing is that I don't have the tech replicator, but I do have the SS crafting station, so I think I could just build it there. Otherwise, it might be an inventory thing. Either way, it's fine. But in terms of the element, I have some. I'll probably have to farm like the bosses. Easiest one would be the Bela boss to get a more element. Crystal is not impossible. Polymer is really easy to get or create. It's the metal. Although I found like really high dense metal nodes in certain areas, that's still a lot of metal. And even with the forge, it will take some time to do all that. Anyway, I got all the snow owls we breeded and created all before in the past video. Got them all in that terminal there. In terms of these, oh shoot. Dang it, let me get back up there again. Right here, we got the breeding pen. Nothing special going on in there. It's pretty straightforward. I went for the thatch aesthetic because it looked a lot better with the wooden railings. Just so that way it kind of looks more like a breeding pen, you know, soft entry for the babies when they're hatching and such. In terms of safety, because the metal obviously is stronger than thatch, all those would replace the floor ceiling foundation. So I wound up boxing it in just in the off chance something did want to hit. I don't think any creatures could hit through the metal into the thatch. It could be a thing, I hope not, but either way, got a plan for it just in case. Then over here we have the tech farm, which is pretty straightforward. Got all the tech parasaurs and maybe a couple other tech creatures from before. Have them breeding constantly, and then I'm going to probably throw in magmasaurs in here since they're available on this map, the Fjordur map. Have them on aggressive so they'll attack the babies. Kill them, harvest all the materials. The benefit of that is A, magmasaurs have excellent storage, especially if you level up right. B, they'll be able to convert the raw scrap metal into metal ingots that I could use for whatever I need to build. And in terms of everything else, they'll be able to store, obviously, all the other materials you get, the electronics, the element dust, and whatever else there is. I forget offhand. And then, last but not least, we have the kibble farm, which originally I was just going to get a bunch of Eutranuses breeding so I could use the fertilized eggs to make the kibble, because that's, from what I remember and did a little research on, extraordinary, I think, or exceptional, whatever it is. I forget the name of the exact kibble it is, but the best type of kibble there is, you get with Eutranus fertilized eggs. Although I did read the page, you can use Deinonychus, and I do have a bunch of those, so I might instead, also for space, because they're smaller, you could pack more in there. And it's a pretty big space. Obviously, you could see that much. I could throw in a bunch of them, have them constantly producing fertilized eggs. Probably get another item collector just for the eggs alone. And then what I could do is a matter of grabbing it, bringing it back, and then just using that for the kibble. So that could be a possibility and a thing I could do later on. But for right now, that's essentially all there is to this base. Again, this took a whole lot of time. More time than I thought it was going to take. And the one thing I forgot to show was right by the door. I keep losing it. There. So this right here is where I am keeping... Why can't I get that up? This is where I'm keeping really just a little storage and the generator. I got a box right here with all my extra gasoline. Well, it was extra until I put it in the item collector, but still, we got a bunch of gasoline here that it'll go for a very long time, and it's really not that difficult to make gasoline as well. This thing took a whole lot of time, whole lot of resources, whole lot of crafting just to make, a whole lot of planning out as well, because things, as you can see earlier on, were not functioning the way they should have, or at least I would have liked, but nonetheless, we got it where we want it. I'm good with this. Do I plan on building more? Obviously, the three spots, the gacha farm, the tech farm, and the kibble farm, Obviously, we'll be adding into that and doing that in later videos, but not for right now. In terms of this whole layout, this is pretty much everything I'm going to have. If I do throw things in here now and then, I'll just show you. There's no need to make a whole video. Like, if I want to make a whole Velanosaur tower or Plant Species X tower, there's no need to make a whole video off of that. I'll just show you the progress in between videos, say, hey, this is where we're at, this is what we're doing, and go from there. Anyway, that is going to do for today's episode. If you enjoyed, hit the like button to show your support, and subscribe to the channel if you are new and you come back here on the regular. It really means a lot, and it helps me out to get more videos out for you guys. But with that being said, hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care.